The following podcast may be explicit. One Joe Young presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. We are getting near the end of the campaign as our group of adventurers set out to eliminate the evil of the lands. Kelly is back this week, joining Kurt, Chris, Mike, and Joe. Let's listen in and see what they're planning this time. Enjoy the podcast. Hi, and welcome to the Shed for Adventures from the Shed. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. Do a search for us on the internet. Use Google, Bing, Yahoo, whatever you like. You will find Adventures from the Shed all over the place. We are back in the Shed doing our A New Frontier campaign set in our world of Paradise using the Dungeon World game system. We're going to go around the table and say hi. We'll start with this guy here.
Hey, it's Chris. I'm playing Uriel the Immolator, your neighborhood-friendly, flame-haired firebrand.
Hey, not bad. Got it. Triple F.
This is Kelly. I'm playing Trillium the Druid.
Hey, this is Kurt. I am playing Breton, the Human Ranger, and I noticed this week, Super Bowl watching Hobbs and Shaw trailer, that Chris totally needs to be in that movie. Bald.
What trailer? What?
Bald.
Oh, yeah, okay,
The Fast and the Furious stuff?
Yeah, it's got The Rock and Jason Statham.
And
and Chris is the obvious third.
he's
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody. I mean,
Idris Elba. I mean, no one has hair in that, and they're all awesome.
No one has hair, and they're all awesome.
nobody called me on that one.
Nobody called me for that movie.
And,
You have too much hair now, Joe.
and
Who
this
else
is
is there?
Mike playing Laramie Burnsteel, who is pretty sure that Idris Elba has hair. But
He does? In Hobbs and Shaw?
I think so.
Oh, God, I must be racist.
He minimized it, but yeah.
Hairist.
He's a hairist.
And I'm Joe. I'm the game master for this game. We will continue. Anybody at the table can give us an update or a recap, except for Kelly, who was not here.
Then she should totally do it.
Just wing it.
Kelly, what do you think happened last time?
Yeah, there was something
She's
about
like, I was sitting on my couch watching Netflix.
something
It was
about
awesome.
a Dark Lord and
Yes.
I think Mike should do it.
Mike.
Mike.
He's always so
Aw.
prepared.
actually shouldn't the
He's-
Hawk.
he's
should
the
do it.
reliable
Mike the Hawk
recapper.
should do it.
Hawk.
All right. Hey, guys. This is your friendly neighborhood sex hawk.
Something smells like Girl Hawk for some reason.
Smells like Lady Hawk in here.
Lady.
You're looking a little exhausted, my man. You
Yeah.
have a good day?
I'm real tired. Real exhausted from that hawk orgy. So last time on the
And this one.
on Adventures from the Shed. Sorry. Sex Hawk listens to a lot of podcasts. The party went down into an underground city, and
The grass is green and the girls are pretty.
yes.
Oh.
Not really, though.
But they thought we were real weird because
Grass.
we were not the nice neutral people that they were hoping we would be, and we were different. And our druid disappeared, and
That was really unfortunate.
It was.
and we found the gold, and we found some slaves that the evil guy had. I don't remember what his name is. Drummond. Yeah. But Drummond got away because we didn't have a druid.
That's a good point.
And then the three
And the ranger couldn't track for shit.
Because you didn't have a druid.
the three amigos jumped down a well, and there was a monster down in the well. And then they yelled at us for jumping down in the well. And then we found out some plot relevant stuff about the mayor being some kind of a neutral deity type thing. And then he pushed us up to the surface where we got real lost. And one of us got infected by a disease. I think it was Kurt.
Brandon got
Yeah, it could have been Breton.
eaten by some bad stuff.
Yeah.
Damn, you're
And the
druid.
mayor was
Wake up
The
to
mayor
a
was like a
lizard
really-
wolf chewing on your arm.
the mayor was like a really old wizard.
Wizard, yeah.
Being
Now,
an
as
unusual
another
experience with it.
pertinent point, that is who the dead dwarf said was in charge of the gang, was the old wizard. Because remember, you had the dwarf that got shot through the neck that you brought back to talk to briefly. And one of the things you asked was who was in charge, and he said the old man was in charge.
And he had some connection to the menagerie in Iraq, too, somehow.
He mentioned that, yep.
Yeah.
As did, either by coincidence or by design, I'll say by design, the animal that bit Breton had a connection to that as well. not a natural
Shadow
beast.
animals.
Brett misses being in Iraq.
So we open Lost in the Woods, and I'm trying to remember the end of the last episode was you wake up the next morning. Breton, you looked at your arm; it's all big, it's infected, and in your arm you could see the end of the episode. That's where we stopped the last one, and at that point, that's where Kelly Trillium will be just approaching from the woods. For whatever reason, you find yourself there, and you see some familiar people at a campsite in the middle of the woods, where if they were headed anywhere, this isn't it. They're definitely lost.
We're way off the main road.
And where am I coming from?
You look behind you, and there's no footsteps.
Okay.
You're just there.
So it's kind of just like a mind.
Yeah. Last thing you
Just
remember, you were
materialized.
walking down a long corridor underground. You walked through a fake wall to where there was an underground city, and now you find yourself walking out of the woods into this campsite.
Okay.
Like you hadn't missed a step.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
Where you been, girl?
I don't know. I all of a sudden I'm here. And I'm
Did you see where Drummond went?
No. No,
Well, we know he's going back to town. I
Yeah,
think.
that's what we figured.
we think he is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
You
know.
reckon?
I thought he was going to be down there, but he was not. Well, he wasn't there long enough for us to get him.
He's a shifty little man.
What were you doing that whole time that we were like going for a swim and talking to an old dude and getting eaten? Like,
I don't know. I think time stopped for me. I know I was walking down this underground area, and all of a sudden I'm here. There is definitely magic afoot.
I blame the wizard.
Yeah.
The wizard did
Things are
it.
afoot in Circle K.
Well, maybe you can take a look at this. His arm's real messed up. I tried to look at it last time, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's looking nasty. It's like dripping and
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm ready to start burning it off because it's just
It's grody.
Yeah, Laramie tried to heal me, but
Just made it worse.
turns out Josie is not quite as powerful as we thought.
That's just mean.
That's all right. Go, Joe. Go, Joe.
Go somewhere else, Joe.
What's Josiah?
That's
That is
is the deity of mystery and hidden things. You know, go Joe.
Okay.
It's Laramie's deity.
Yeah,
All right. Cool.
He's a paladin of Josiah.
yeah.
Well, let me see what I have in my pouch. What I could.
It's so nasty.
What
Like,
was it that bit you?
We don't know.
It was
Some mutant.
some mutant creature with a scorpion tail and
A
satanic
lizard
goat
head.
and lizard.
Yeah, it was a lizard head, wolf body, and a pointy tail dripping with venom,
Yeah.
poison, whatever you want to call it.
But I'm afraid that I'm gonna have to let Flame Guy cauterize it soon. 'Cause
No, no,
It's
no.
getting bad.
I have.
He'll burn that up to the elbow.
I have some woolly moss and.
It's come from a really dormant woolly mammoth.
Yes, it's it actually specifically grows on woolly mammoth tusks,
Ah,
and
It's a very important thing to
Yes.
have around. If you're a druid.
it's very rare.
Yeah.
But this looks like it will help
think-
for that particular bite.
I'll take whatever you've got.
All right.
It's getting pretty foul. It smells.
starting
It smells like
Yeah,
hot
sorry
pineapple.
about the stink.
Hot pineapple.
So good.
Did you tell her about the pineapple?
There was a lot of.
There was a lot of
Pineapple doesn't belong on a
anti-pineapple
pizza.
agenda going on last
It was.
week.
And we'll see if it comes back. It already has, but we'll see if it resurfaces again
Now,
later.
I'd like to take like some pieces of like the peeling skin and keep it in like a little vial for myself.
Oh,
just
fantastic.
in case. I need
Make sure
it.
you write that down.
Okay.
Brett's skin punk.
Bretton's nasty skin.
It's just going to be Brett and
One
Jerky
unit.
later.
Crispy.
Breton skin flakes. Part of a balanced breakfast.
Oh. It'd be funny if that saves the day in the end.
Well, now that you've said it, Michael, you make it.
Mix that with hot pineapple. We
It's a
run the
super
universe.
rare spell that has one component: Bretton's skin flakes.
Glad we had some of that.
So you need the skin of a diseased ranger.
Well, depending on what bit him, it might
Yeah.
be
That's true.
something.
It could definitely be useful.
So does she heal me, or does she have to roll to heal me, or what is it? What's
Yeah.
happening
So
here?
she applies the herbs and stuff that she's put together as a druid, and it immediately starts to feel better. You need to keep it wrapped for a little bit, but it's getting better. So probably within the next day, it'll be almost normal.
It's warm and tingly in all the ways that feel good. Thank you so much, Trillium.
Are we still at a -1?
As it is for now, you'll be taking a -1. You have the shaky condition, -1 to dexterity.
What about everybody
Okay.
else? Because we had a -1 from last.
Yeah, because of the failed travel, you're at the -1 overall until you actually get a good night's sleep in.
So
That's
my-
right.
So
I'm-
you'll be -2 on dexterity because you -1 overall. Now this does not apply to your friendly neighborhood druid. So
Right.
Trillium was just lost in time for a bit.
Yeah.
She is not tired. So if anything, she's as awake as she was
Yeah,
when you
I feel
guys were
great.
walking into the city, the underground city. So now you're outside. Not sure which way Kingsbury is right now. The sun seems to be rising in the right direction, as long as the right direction is over there. Who's good at telling direction here? I mean, the ranger ought to
Yeah, I was
be.
gonna, usually it's that
I was
guy.
gonna say I'm pretty good with that.
How
And
about...
if I need more specific directions, I could send up a sex hawk or someone who's
So what
scouting for me.
what I'll do in this case is I'm going to tell you, go ahead and roll a discern realities, and let's see if we can figure out what the heck's going on. And we can treat this as kind of a group thing because, I mean, Trillium just found herself here. Granted, she can find her way around the woods, but everybody is pretty much lost.
I think we're good because I rolled 9 on the dice.
Okay.
Or on the dice.
Yeah.
Do I have anything
On the dice, or the, no,
it's
yeah, on
probably
the dice.
wisdom or something.
Wisdom, right?
Yeah.
It is wisdom for discern reality.
But then you're
And I would add
-1.
3, so it'd be 12.
And if everybody
Minus-
wants to look at the questions
minus
there,
one.
let's come up with 3 questions for what to figure out or how to approach what's going on here at this time. And I will require you to say them out loud.
What should I be on the lookout for?
Let's see. Who was around? I'm trying to remember as far as characters go. Who was around with that menagerie under Harak?
It's not me.
So it was,
Uriel would have been there.
yeah, I was there. It was probably Lenore.
Lenore
and,
was there.
Yeah, then you were there for that, weren't you?
Okay. You realize there are markings on a couple of the trees, like the markings that were at the exit of the menagerie outside of town in Harak. There are some trees that are marked like that.
Man, this is a long way away from Herat.
Yeah.
Can I ask what is about to happen?
The sky is becoming unnaturally dark. Like dark clouds, but no feeling of like that burning ozone or anything. Like it's not a rain shower coming up. There's just some darkness happening in the sky.
I was thinking what here is not what it appears to be, but like referencing the like portal or whatever it was I kind of appeared out of from where I was coming
It's
from.
an interesting thought.
Like, would that be
I hadn't really
relevant
prepared
to
for that
us?
because I was just making your show back up again.
Oh.
So,
okay.
What do you think about that? Yeah, I'm going to twist it.
But I mean, guys, like
No, I'll
if-
twist it a different way
There's a
because
better
something that
question.
isn't what it appears to be. For those who've been here a while, so it's interesting that Trillium asked this because it's really the other people who are going to notice it. But the people from Kingsbury have not eaten or drank anything the whole time you've been with them.
They didn't even drink this stuff that we, like my rations. that
Now,
I
the
gave
stuff you gave them, they're still carrying.
Wait, we have people?
them? Yeah, we found
Yeah, the
those-
people that were
Yeah.
chained up.
those
If you
slaves.
remember, you were here when we were following Drummond and the people that were all chained together carrying the treasure
Yeah.
from Kingsbury. Those people were freed,
Okay.
and they kind of caught back up with them as they were headed back towards Kingsbury.
So they're with us in the
Yeah,
woods.
I mean they're not sitting right with you, but they're like off to the
Scattered
side,
about, yeah.
around, right?
Okay.
Because
They're not eating and drinking.
yeah. So they don't appear to be normal people.
Okay.
And Kurt is
I don't
stroking
have to eat
Cthulhu.
and drink either, Joe.
What about souls?
I know this isn't D&D, but can I do some kind of like a a medicine check on them to see
What
what
is
they
it
are.
you want to? So you want to go over and do what? Like, what would you do so we can see what kind of roll it would end up requiring to get a result?
Like I wonder if they're sick or something weird is going on that they're not eating, and it doesn't seem to be affecting them. So
Well, maybe they're not
Probably.
halflings or humans in the first place.
It's probably just realities on them, right?
I mean, it doesn't seem likely that Drummond would find like celestial beings that would be,
Not necessarily, no.
but
So
Yeah.
you're just going to look them over?
yeah, sort of just because I have some medical stuff with the cleric
Yeah.
stuff, but I mean, I
So
probably
what
wouldn't
kind
be as good as
I
a
mean,
cleric.
what kind of cleric spells do you have to cast?
I mean, I have
Let me see if we might turn this into a spell somehow.
I might have another
I have
idea too to try.
cure
out if that
moderate
doesn't work out.
wounds. I have guidance. I have detect alignment.
You have any like?
I have speak with dead.
Well, that would be interesting.
It's always useful to kill one and then ask him for the truth afterwards.
Is there like a group leader for them at all, or are they kind of?
No. Well, not from what you've seen. They seem to be taking it random. They have their own little cliques. A couple of people over here are talking. They're away from these 5 people over here. And I never remember the number we used each time, but I'm going to say there are 20 at this time.
Yeah, that sounds about.
Yeah.
I mean, there may be a spell, but if not, discern reality says when you closely study a situation or
Yeah,
person.
yeah. Well, I was thinking that when he was talking about the cleric thing, I'm thinking, let's take a look at the
Right.
spells. Otherwise, it could just be you're just walking up to the person trying to figure out what's wrong with them, and if you're using
I got a couple ideas.
intelligence,
of whatever doesn't
wisdom, we
work
can
for
just
you.
make a roll and see what happens there.
I mean, I just got a skill that's evidence of faith, which
Yeah.
is when I see divine magic as it happens, I can ask the GM which deity granted the spell and its effects.
Okay.
And I know I haven't seen any spell done on them,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I could see
Pick
if
up on
this
the
is like a.
effects or
Well,
something.
let's use that, and let's say that you know that these are magical creatures, not people.
Okay.
You just don't know what type of magic it is. It's not divine, but you don't know otherwise what it might be.
Right.
They don't seem to have gotten tired at all. Even when you found them in that room and they were chained up, they didn't seem tired or whatever. They pretended to be hungry, thirsty, but they didn't actually eat or drink the things you gave them.
They're a bunch of monks. They don't need to eat or sleep or any of that.
What is Uriel
The
thinking?
druids.
Well, okay, I have 2 things. So I can use the lure of the flame. It kind
Are
of
they flammable?
It's like discern realities on like steroids, so I could kind of get like a more detailed answer if I make the roll. Or I could even use like the give me fuel, give me fire, the gaze intense. I could ask somebody what fuels
Yeah.
the flames your desire to kind of get like an insight of what they're thinking.
Yep.
And that might, So I have 2 things. That one's not a roll, just kind of
Right.
like.
Yep.
So it depends how you want me to like. What would be more useful, I guess.
I always like a roll, but the other one might be more useful.
Right? Yeah, I kind of want to like.
Yeah.
What
I
would
guess-
Uriel do?
Yeah.
I would definitely want to ask one, but you said there's humans and halflings in the group, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there were both. Yeah.
I guess
there,
I would.
there weren't any dwarves.
I would
or
probably want to
elves.
ask one human and one halfling the same thing. What fuels the flames of your desire to see if they both kind of say something similar or completely different, and if it's something that's like a human would say or something that some otherworldly creature would say.
Okay. Now, don't you have to tell them something about you as well?
No, I just asked them what fuels the flames of their desire, and then they
Okay.
answer the truth.
Oh, I'm thinking the bard one. The bard one, you have to
Yes.
tell them something, and they have to tell you something back. All right. So,
And it's also something. So it's like they answer with the truth,
Yeah.
even if the character does not know or would otherwise keep this hidden.
yeah. Okay.
So they're going to spill their guts.
So I'll give you 2 different answers because you're going to 2 different people. Although the responses you get are similar in demeanor, they both answer you like robots. And so the human says, I guess I should refer just first person. I return back to get more. That's what he says. And then the halfling says, I do what the master says.
Okay, so they're under a spell to just like rob the joint, keep bringing stuff back. We just don't know who's technically in control. That's what I would assume.
My brain
I will
went a
try to
whole
do the.
other way.
I will. I
So
also.
what do you think? Because you would have heard
I'm also
it.
going to do the lore of the flame. I want to stare. I assume we have fires going to see if I can get.
And if there weren't, I'm sure you could manage
yeah, right.
it.
I'm going to try to get some more information.
Well, let's say it's early morning. There isn't a fire going, but how would you light a fire?
I don't.
On what? I'm just curious. What would you set ablaze?
Still got that carcass of the animal. Oh, light that
Ooh.
thing up.
Good fat. Get rolling.
Yeah, I can just
Why
burn
not?
that up. Yeah, I'm gonna light that up.
I'm just curious. That thing you just used, Lord of the Flame, is that unlimited use or
The first one was
Give me fuel, give me fire. Yeah, that's just
you
it's
use it
unlimited.
whenever you want?
Yeah, that's not a rule.
that's
is
an
kinda cool.
immolator thing,
Yeah.
like tracking.
The other
is a
one,
ranger
this
thing.
one's a little more of a discern reality. Is kind of like on like steroids. Give me more information if I make the roll. If not, I don't really get anything.
So when the flame hits it, it is a green flame that erupts from it.
Interesting. This could be interesting information if I can make this roll. Maybe not.
What carcass is this?
No, it's
The
wisdom,
carcass
so
of the
7,
animal that
10.
bit him.
Oh, I didn't know we had that.
So my at a
Do you want
minus.
some
Just sort of hanging out beside it.
It's okay.
There is most of it. There's bits of it because a fire thing went in it and then poofed. So it kind of
Add an
exploded.
8 on the roll,
Okay.
then at a -1, so 7. But
No, tell me, read that move.
so when you stare into the source of fire, looking for answers, roll plus wisdom on a hit. The GM will tell you something new and interesting about the current situation.
Yep.
It's on a 10 plus. On the 7 to 9, though, it's like I get an impression.
Yeah. Okay. The impression you get, now it was stuck in my head as the Boston
Boston
song.
was-
The
anybody
impression
Boston's.
that I get. Maybe you should knock on wood. But the impression that you get is that somehow, and maybe it's nothing new to you, but maybe
Right.
it is. Everything seems linked. Like the fire burns the same color as it shows you images of these people you're working with, of the old man, of Drummond, of the menagerie, of Hirak, of Kingsbury. It's like everything is linked in some way.
You want to hear where my brain went
Yeah.
with your thing? I think it's more of like a legend, body snatchers type thing, and that they're trading out these normal people with like people that they can control and make the balance happen. So they're sort of like zombie people that are like really controllable that they can put into the, and so they're bringing more people out there to make more of them. But I don't know why they would do that. But that's just where my brain went.
It's a good idea. So they're turning people into pawns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Potentially makes sense, right? If you have too many
Yeah.
good people and you need the balance to swing evil, you can create pawns.
Well,
that
evil
are-
is writing in the good book, so who
Right,
knows
or
what
vice
plans
versa.
they have.
Yeah. And then regardless of how much you can trust the guy, the old wizard said that you weren't written about yet. You weren't supposed to be there.
right.
Yeah,
So
so
you guys-
we're upsetting the
Yeah,
balance
you guys
already.
are messing with stuff. So evil hadn't actually written in that you were going to the lost city of balance. You just showed up there.
Although I guess the mind control thing makes more sense. I guess.
That's
I
what
don't
I
know.
pick up from, like, at least how they answered the questions,
Right, I do it.
But then,
as
are these
as-
people truly from Kingsbury, or are they from someplace else? That's the thing.
They bear the markings of Kingsbury. They are dressed like people from Kingsbury.
They're wearing sequins.
There-
And they
there's
got the fashion going?
Actually, a couple of them have the purple sequins.
Okay. Breton's fashion.
Throw skirt or whatever you'd call it. But they're
Call them the
may
scarves
have-
of awesomeness.
You probably wouldn't recognize them because Kingsbury's really big. However,
Right.
then looking at them, you're like, yeah, they'd be from there. Why not? There's no reason to think otherwise.
Well, it wasn't like they weren't from the underground city. You know what I mean? They're not acting that
And
way.
no, they weren't beige.
Yeah. The gray people.
Yes.
Bland town.
City of Bland. Yeah, Bland town.
Well, so where are we heading now? Are we heading?
We were trying to go to
back
Kingsbury, yeah, because that's where
Yeah.
we assumed Drummond might be heading.
Yeah.
Right.
And that might be the case. He's like, these people are kind of going to go and see what else they could get. I don't know.
Can we not talk to these people?
Yeah, you can, but
Yeah.
they seemed normal when we originally talked to them.
Should we not be like, well, why the fuck aren't you guys eating or drinking?
Yeah, you can totally say that. Yeah, you could totally ask that question.
What is wrong
exactly
with
like
you?
That. That's unnatural, completely.
So here's the deal, and I'll kind of summarize because let's presume you ask that.
Okay.
When you ask them why they aren't eating or drinking, they look at you blankly for a moment, and then pick up the granola that Laramie gave them and just start eating and drinking, and
Okay.
continue to look at you blankly.
So they're like,
And
oh, this is what we're supposed to be doing.
Any conversation you have with them is mundane. It's like, so why are you here? Well, I took the dog out for a walk, and the other day I had lunch, and I went to work, and it's just,
Okay.
they're just
So very
What do you do in
passive
Kingsbury?
conversation.
yeah. So like, what do you do in Kingsbury? This guy, I was a jeweler, and this guy, not was, but I am. They speak in
Right.
present tense.
So should we roll a new perilous journey roll to get back to Kingsbury?
I'm going to require it because you guys have
Let's
made
see if we
it
can really
worse.
wreck this one.
You know what's going to happen? Everyone's going to roll a 10 plus, and
Right.
the road's going to
It'll
be
just be
10
back.
feet that way.
Right.
Yeah.
So I will scout again, I guess.
Actually, why don't you
Or-
do one of the rolls?
Yeah, Trillium could scout.
'Cause
In
druid.
fact, let her do that.
What is this one?
So
wisdom.
these are all intelligence ones, or
Wisdom.
that are wisdom?
Perilous Journey,
Okay.
I believe, is all wisdom.
All right.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
wisdom
yeah, good to
plus
go.
3. So that's good.
You're gonna scout, and then
You
Am I
got a
rolling-
trailblaze.
ah, damn it!
I mean, it's in the name.
Blaze.
Use your magic
You
cap.
going to play Yahtzee?
Oh, leather.
Oh, it smells like leather.
So that's a 10.
Yahtzee smells like leather.
It's a 10 on the roll.
3 for wisdom?
Yeah, I bumped
But
it.
we're
I was
already-
able to bump
We're all
it.
running at a -1.
Right,
though.
so I got a 9er.
Okay. Now, that may matter, so let's find out
Yeah,
what
do I
else.
want to burn a... Oh, you know what? I'm going to use a new move, Joe. When you channel it's called Burn Twice as Bright. When you channel the flames of fate, you may treat a missed roll as a 7-9 or 7-9 as a 10. This roll may... this would be good. This may be a roll you or another character has made, and I have to tell you something I've lost, an emotion, a memory, some innate piece of my being. So I'm going to forget what my name is.
You're gonna forget your name?
Yeah.
All your spells are like taking all the parts of you.
Yeah, I was gonna forget what am I doing here? What? Who are you people? What am I? Yeah, I don't want to get too crazy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna forget my
that
name.
might be a little tricky.
Yeah. Well, and then here's the thing. If I want to use that move again, I have to use another move called Burns Half as Long, where if I get a 10 plus, I lose it to be able to use the other move again to get the bonus. Yeah. So interesting. All right, so I got a 10.
It's losing bits and pieces.
Yeah, of myself.
What did the scout get?
Me?
Yes.
I don't know. I haven't rolled yet.
Do it up.
I didn't know what just happened.
Make it so.
Like
I have to trailblaze. There's 3 things we have to do.
Yeah.
Do we get lost? Does anybody get to jump on us? And do we burn up all our resources? So you're scouting to make sure we don't,
Okay,
Mine's
so
more of a
whatever
speed thing.
so what I roll, I plus 3, and
Yep.
then that's the total.
yeah.
Word.
At least you're
That's
good.
not
You have
too
no
shabby.
minuses, so that's cool. Oh, she crushed it.
Yeah.
She's
What'd
on
you
it.
roll?
I rolled a 14.
That's very, very good. Now we have a quartermaster roll still.
Me or you?
Well,
you wanna do it?
I don't know. Yeah,
I got a +0, but
Yeah.
here we go.
Yay!
Well, you're -1, right? Or is that? Are you
That
totally-
is with
okay.
-1. All right. That's a 8.
That'll work.
I don't know if
Okay.
I still have a +1 for food preparedness. It's something I have written
I
on my
think we
sheet.
probably used it all.
Probably
up
already
now.
did that. All right,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Because you gave food away,
Yeah.
and the last perilous journey.
We can take
kinda
that back. They're not
wasted-
eating
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point. That's proper food management there. Okay, so you quickly find your way back. Even though the sky is darkening, it's not dark. It's getting colder for who knows what reason. I don't think we established what season or anything we're in, but say it's supposed to be 60 degrees now. It's feeling like 40. It's getting cold. And you find your way back to the right path to head back towards Kingsbury. And along the way, it gets colder and it starts snowing. And it's not supposed to snow at this time of the year, whatever time it is. And it starts coming down really heavy, like blizzard conditions. There's wind, and it gets uncomfortably cold for whatever his name is.
Yeah.
For Uriel.
For Fireboy.
Well, he decided the move he took to make his role a success was that he had to forget his name. So we'll find that out whenever somebody tries to address him again.
Yeah.
Can we call him Tinkerbell?
You can call him whatever you want. You just have to convince him that that's his name.
Yeah.
It might not take much.
Hey, Tink.
Hey, Tink.
In looking at the sky, is there any kind of like a funneling up of energy or anything like that we can see from a distance that maybe
It
there's
doesn't
a source?
seem like it. It's just a flat darkening of the sky in pretty much every direction as far as you can see.
Okay.
And the people that you are walking with don't seem to notice.
All right. How far out do we think we're from Kingsbury at this point? Do we even know?
Based on the good rolls we just got, you'll reach there today.
Okay.
Is there anything else you guys wanted to do before showing up there? I
Yeah.
don't remember what state every character is in. If you need more rest or anything like that.
No, I'm good on hit
Yeah.
points and stuff.
Yeah,
I think
I'm good.
I'm only 2
make
down.
haste.
I don't want to
Kingsbury.
rest in the snow.
Okay. It actually, because of how long you have to travel and how hard the snow is falling, it takes longer and longer as the day goes on because there are no snowplows for this road. So
I'm a snowplow.
It gets difficult to trudge along in the snow. But you do reach Kingsbury and you see it in the distance, and it looks like it's covered in 2 feet of snow already. There's no motion outside of the city. You do see a few wisps of smoke here and there coming from buildings like chimneys, not necessarily things on fire. So there are
That's
definitely, there are definitely people there, inhabitants. But when you go into the city, it's almost a deathly quiet with the snow having muffled every sound, and it's really just a blank white canvas of a city.
Was the big group of people moving to Kingsbury still there, or did they move
No.
into town already?
So when you guys reach the town and just walk through the gates, because there's nobody there to stop anyone from walking through, and the gates open, they just kind of go like they're walking to their homes or something. They all start walking in different directions.
Not our people that we brought. When we left, there was like
the
thousands
people
of people
outside,
out
they're
there.
not there.
They're not there. Okay.
And you might see every now and then like a stake from a tent that may not have been pulled down, but we're talking about days later now. And those people all were going to go into Kingsbury anyway. So they probably went in. Probably.
We gotta talk to like one of the because we had like a militia guy we were talking to before. Can we go find him and see what's going on, kind of thing? I don't remember his name.
So
We have like
outside here, the tricky part is outside. You don't see any people. And which building would he be in now with all that stuff being run down?
oh yeah, that's right.
So
If
you
Bridget
need
was
to
here, I'd
kinda
say we
search
should go
around.
talk to Lenore.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that was in our group, like the Kingsbury drones that we had? Is there anybody that we would want to like?
Well, we could keep
Follow
we could trail
or-
the 2 people I asked questions for. We could trail one of them and see what they do.
Yeah,
We could totally
or
do
like
that.
we could befriend one of them and be like, oh,
Yeah,
we're gonna
they
chill
don't care
with you for a minute.
about anything. But yeah, we could follow one of the people I asked the question of. See where
Okay.
we're going.
Well, pick the halfling because it seems more fun to watch a halfling walk through the 2
Yeah.
feet of snow. Why
Yeah.
not?
Waist deep.
And it again, robotic kind of drone type of thing. I like the Kingsbury drones idea. He just trudges through the snow to a house that's burned half to the ground, and walks in and just sits on a slightly charred easy chair in the living room.
Well, that's that.
He just kind of stares. Blank.
So, I mean, can we just assume that we're gonna stay? Like, this is gonna be our home base for now?
The
Like,
halfling's half burned house.
oh yeah, I guess
Everything in the
not.
house is half. He has half a living room,
Okay,
half a house.
okay.
It is
I guess
a
I
half
missed that
living-
point.
We own a tavern, right? Doesn't Brett own an interest in a tavern?
It was
You
the,
acquired one.
Yeah.
The ghoulfish,
The goldfish.
Oh,
yeah.
The gurgling ghoulfish.
I am
I
sure.
also have my what was it
gurgling
called?
goldfish is what it was.
I can't
called.
remember the name of the
Fantasy.
forge. It was the Phoenix Fire Forge, but I can't remember the name of the place
Yeah.
originally.
I mean, we're pretty set in
King's
Kingsbury.
Metal.
The King's
You guys
Metal,
are
yeah.
invested.
Yeah, I gotta check out the forge. See what's
Yep.
going on.
Okay.
It was changed to the Phoenix Fire Forge.
I think when we
all
left,
PHs,
Brett had
run
ordered
by
a stripper
Phineus.
pole for the back
Yeah.
of the tavern that was going to take a few weeks to come in.
Yeah.
I like that you made that your first priority.
Yeah,
It's
so
kinda
I would think that would be back. That'd be in by now. I
So-
might have to work on the installation.
Breton had proclaimed it was going to be the finest drinking and social establishment in Kingsbury.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So I'm working on
I
that.
got that written down here.
But I have a VIP section in the back.
Okay. And that's actually one of the buildings where there is the smoke coming from the chimney.
Yeah, let's go there. I want to get some
All
food.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Feeling kind of hungry.
Brett's
Inside,
feeling kind of thirsty.
inside are what seems like regular people from Kingsbury, having a decent time drinking and eating. It is probably at this point, and it may be the apex of its life, it is the finest drinking and social establishment in Kingsbury, without a doubt, being possibly the only one.
Yeah. Keep it that way.
These are real people, not
Are
automatons.
real people? Oh, they're in there bitching about the cold and the snow and what the hell happened, and it was 60 degrees yesterday. What's going on? And I don't know who you left in charge. Pick somebody.
Yeah, no, I left my little dwarf buddy that I met when I was here last time.
What was his name?
Twildon.
Twildon. So Twildon sees you. I gotta write that down. Done.
Twildon armor shaft.
Armor shaft.
He's got an armored shaft.
No. He's got an armored arm.
So Twildon sees you. I'm looking at this. This is the stereotypical. You walk in from outside, and you guys are just shaking the snow off, and just probably going straight over to wherever there's fire and warmth. But Twildon sees Breton. Breton, come on over. What the hell's happening?
You mean the snow, or do you mean all of this business?
Oh, the business has been here for days. What about the snow? It's so cold.
It is so cold, it makes my nipples perky.
Oh, let me see. Okay, you can stop that now.
And for the viewers at
Well,
home,
the pool has been installed if you'd like to go use it.
strange times, my friend. I'm not sure what's happening here, but we're working on it. Something's not right, for sure.
What do you have to drink?
Give me what you've got that's best. And all my friends as well.
And he-
Particularly Trillium. She really likes it.
He goes over to. Now I'm gonna take
Trillium
this.
is just rolling her
I'm gonna take
eyes
this
in the
literally,
background.
and he's a real literal guy. He has set up taps, and you can see them. They're all marked as okay, good, better, and the last one is the best. So he goes to the tap and he pulls the best and fills you up a cup of the best thing he's got.
Excellent. Laramie, it's fine to give him okay. He doesn't really care.
Oh, I mean that is true, but that's fine. I would just eat something warm.
So
It's been real cold.
Take some drinks. They have some fresh baked bread. Baked bread.
I'll eat it.
Right at the counter, it's memory foam. It's delicious.
Hey, do you think we could have Uriel light the fireplace and
Have who? Ask him.
and have him heat things up a little bit in here?
Call him by name.
Uriel, man. Hook me up, man. I need a little help.
Fireboy.
I'm just blankly staring into the fire.
Oh, sorry, Tink. Can you Tinkerbell? Things are a little chilly in here.
I need some food.
I'll trade
Trillium's
food
nudging
I'll
him.
trade food for heat.
What's up?
You all right, fella?
Yeah, I'm hungry. I need to eat. I'm hungry.
We will gladly trade food for heat.
Okay.
But and there are plenty of food items around. Even though the city was sacked, there are always supplies somewhere. So they're using up a lot of stores that were available in different parts of the city. So pretty much any normal food you could want. Now, in a month, they'll be low on food if they don't find a way to replenish. But
Yeah, if you
right
could
now,
just
they're living high.
Light your hands on fire and kind of walk around and warm people. That would be awesome.
Burn every. I could have the flame just go around the whole inside of the building.
I can
That'd be
I can
neat.
pay
A little vortex.
7
going
gold
on.
Yeah.
piece per hour for
I could actually do that. I just have a. Well, I could try to not burn the place down. So, you sure? Are you sure about this?
The end of the gurgling goldfish.
I trust you.
All right. By the way, you can actually see the ghoul fish in the tank is shivering. It's cold.
Here we go. Zuko style. Oh, I got it. That would be a 10.
So now this may be a place that you guys could get a rest in and get rid of your weariness.
Yep, that would work.
I would think so.
Definitely got to get this
Let's
minus
do
one
that.
off here.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, got the flaming vortex going around here.
So I think Breton would be working this place kind of like a proprietor. You know, he's going around shaking hands, like
Yep,
checking on
yep.
things. Tony Soprano style.
There you go.
Hey, good to see you. How's the missus? Like, what can I get you?
and everybody just seems happy to see somebody else. There aren't that many. Apparently, there aren't that many visitors today, especially with all the snow. But the place is visited by many people, and they're happy to know that the new owner is visiting because it's going well. Finest drinking and social establishment in Kingsbury, for sure.
Except for Trillium. Trillium tends to... She tends to
keeps
stay in the
herself.
background
Yeah.
when she's in cities and crowded places.
But she's probably still happy to see Brett.
This is true.
Do I vaguely recall, I might be wrong about this, but did you have a little bit of a gambling streak at some point in our past? Or am I smoking crack about that? Like a gaming?
But only about that.
Stop that.
Maybe it was another, I feel like there was a dice rolling episode with
you know,
Trillium
that
at some
doesn't-
point.
That
Like gambling?
doesn't sound too disfamiliar.
Yeah, the
But
gaming
that could
thing
have been
sounds
in
familiar,
a
but it's-
different
yeah.
game.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, it's cold, it's snowing. Like, by the end of the evening, there's going to be some card games and some dice rolling
Yeah.
and, like, general merriment here in the establishment. And I vaguely
Actually,
recall
okay.
Trillium, maybe at the end of, like, a third episode in an afternoon.
Yeah, I can't believe
Enjoying
you
something
remember
like
that because I'm vaguely like remembering what you're talking about.
Could be.
I mean, I'm content,
Yeah.
but I'm not like swinging from the chandeliers.
Right,
You know.
for sure.
Yeah.
You're a
Yeah.
druid in a city. It's tough.
Right. Yeah.
You need a chandelier in the woods to practice on.
Yeah. I mean, those are the
There's
vines
some
that
fire
hang
swings.
from
in
the-
the machine.
Yeah, so as the night goes on, now I guess one thing I'd like to see, Kurt, is if it's you or the whole party, if you're just trying to, help your establishment be better and better. Let's look at, what is it on the back of the basic move sheet? Is it carouse under?
Oh, there is
Yeah.
a carouse roll. Absolutely.
And tell me what that is. I think that might be the one we're looking for.
It's a great. When you return triumphant and throw a big party, spend 100 coin and roll plus extra hundreds of coins spent on a 10 plus. I get to choose 3. On a 7, choose 1. I can befriend a useful NPC. I can hear rumors of an opportunity. Can gain useful information, or you are not entangled, ensorcelled, or tricked.
All right. So what I'd be looking for out of this is for each character to contribute part of what the big adventure was that you just returned from, and see how that works out.
Well, we brought back whatever we could carry, so we know there a lot of the treasury stuff
Yeah.
is located. We can go get it later or whatever, and whatever we brought
Yeah, we
back. So
definitely
that's
have the
pretty cool.
coin.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah, you can use that money to pay for this
Yeah.
as you're buying drinks for everyone.
But I mean, we would be telling stories while we're here,
Oh,
and
totally.
also trying to gather information to see
Right.
if there's anything that anyone here in town knows.
Yeah. We would mention
for
Drummond,
me,
like the
I
wizard.
want to
and
know
all
what the stories are so I can see if you might gain a useful NPC.
So the
out of
well
this.
creature, the well, the wizard, that whole town, underground city, Drummond and the statue people.
Right? Our druid just disappearing and then showing
The
back.
people
up
we
again
brought
miles
back,
later.
the halflings and the humans that were under some spell or something, and
Yeah.
I could point out a couple people in town right now.
I would also totally.
I don't know who I am, but I know who they are.
I mean, Uriel is talking about all this serious plot-based stuff, but Breton would probably be telling the story of the sex hawk orgy.
So tell it. And that's part of this. Let's play out the move. Let's give a little bit of story.
I don't know that we can do
And I
justice
also-
to it again.
I also want to get. We do have to have the roll out of this. So what's the roll?
10 plus whatever, how much money.
Yeah, but what is the roll?
Doesn't
itself?
say plus anything.
So it's just roll.
Just says on a
Yeah, the
10 plus.
bonus is from the money, so it depends how much pluses you want to give
Okay.
us from the money.
So I guess it's how much money you want to
Yeah,
return
plus
to
extra
Kingsbury.
100 of coins spent.
How much money do you want to return to Kingsbury, and how much do you want to return to Kingsbury through your establishment? Because you're going to be putting the money in your own till.
Yeah, I mean,
And I'm gonna
Brett would
say-
spend it all. 'cause
I'm
it's
going to
com-
say that you could do up to the regular max of a +3 by just cashing in Kingsbury's money that you've brought back.
I mean,
Laramie might not be a fan of
Larry's
that.
not a fan of that, but I don't know how much he has. He
Yeah.
would not do that, but I mean,
Now, you
can put
didn't
as
take
much
you
as
didn't
want.
take everything,
Right.
but I'm going to say you easily have at least 1,000 coins worth of stuff
Like
because it
gold.
wasn't just coins. Yeah.
So we
as
could
a-
spend
as a
300
group.
on our roll and then have 700 left. Plus, we still know there's a stash.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It
So
works.
I think we should do it. I'm going to roll it +3.
So as the night goes on, you just keep buying people different things, and you're just throwing money into this bar that you own.
Rolled a 9
All
plus
right.
3.
So that's
I think we
12.
got it.
Even without it, +1 would work.
So which 3 are you taking on the thing here?
Well, we can do it together jointly, but we get to choose 3 of the 4. So
I mean, it would be nice to not be ensorcelled. That's probably a good one.
Yeah, I agree on that.
So the bottom 3, I'm thinking,
yeah, I mean, we should gain
Yeah.
useful information and rumors of an opportunity.
and not be ensorcelled or entangled or tricked.
No
Yes.
trickery allowed.
No trickery allowed.
No trickery allowed.
That all sounds good.
This is all serious business.
Super
Yeah,
serial.
that's what we're all about. All right. So, give me the first one you want to do, and let's
Rumors of
play
an
it out a little.
opportunity.
Okay.
Which is distinguished from gaining useful information, which
Yeah.
is next.
So an opportunity will be different. This is something that you guys can capitalize on rather than just information. There is a gathering of odd people over the last week. And when I say gathering of odd people, so this is like a guy who's chatting with somebody, right, during the whole party. You sit down, and there's a guy sitting there, and he's just looked like all he's into it, but he's not really into it. Maybe like the druid sitting over in the corner. She's there, but the party's going on without her type of thing. This guy's just sitting there, just waiting for more bread or drink or something to show up because it's showing up at every table. Somebody sits down next to him, and he says, yeah, there's an odd gathering of people. When I say odd, I don't think they're really people. They're like all dressed in black, and you don't get to see underneath the black. And they keep gathering at that old cathedral of Josiah, the one that got kind of destroyed. And every time they gather there, the whole place kind of glows.
There's a weird light show.
Yeah. And
It's a rave. It's a
yeah.
Josiah rave.
And every time they leave there, there's another piece of the building missing.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, if Laramie was the one hearing this, he would have been out the door, like out the door down the street.
That's all right. That's all right.
So that's one.
That's pretty good.
So, and I'm going to treat that as the opportunities to figure out what the heck's going on there, right? What's the next one?
Gain useful information.
Useful information. Nobody has taken control of anything in Kingsbury. It's the Wild West. So no matter where you go, there are no guards anywhere. Right now. You're in a safe place, and coincidentally, you're making it safer right now by pouring more resources into it.
Brett might end up being the mayor of Kingsbury before this is over.
I was gonna
Might,
say, we're gonna
might.
take over.
And what's the last one? You're not going to be
Not ensorcelled, tricked, or entangled.
okay. So that one will just play out as it goes then. The next time I was about to trick you with something, I'll tell you I was about to, and then not let it happen.
Okay. It sounds good.
Because that was going to happen very soon.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of people on your side right now, and the idea here is, for me, that's going to pay forward. If you're outside and you see somebody that you were partying with last night, they're going to say, "Hey, man," give you the thumbs up, and it's not going to be they're suspicious of you or anything anymore, which is what was going to happen in the whole Wild West idea of Kingsbury.
Very nice.
So let's say you guys are able to spend the night. And I can't remember if the Gurgling Goldfish was an inn or not, but there are going to be places for you to find a place to stretch out a burlap sack and grab
There's a
some
small
sleep.
number of rooms upstairs for
Okay.
the select few.
Okay. Rent by the hour kind of rooms.
I like to check on my forge and make sure everything's still good to go.
Okay, so the King's Medal crossed off to Phoenix
Well,
Fire
no, it's
Forge,
still called the King's Medal,
but it's a division of...
a
Okay.
Phoenix Fire Forge company. Yeah.
So the building actually looks like it hasn't been occupied in a couple days. Although it doesn't look like it's run down or anything. The forge is cold, has been cold for some time. And the sign on the door is flipped over to closed.
I wonder what happened to that guy you put in charge.
Phineus is gonna
Phineus.
gonna get freaking fired. I'm gonna light it up. I'm gonna light it up and just start working on stuff with my magic tongue. It's just to kind of like think to myself, just kind of get it going.
And then what we'll do with that is we'll let that happen, and then you'll get some rest,
Yeah,
and overnight everybody will be ready the next day for whatever you'd like to try next.
All right.
Laramie's trying to wake people up real early because he wants to go over to the church, see what happened there and why pieces are missing.
You want to get to the church on time.
Yeah. So yeah, he's like moving around trying to wake up. Probably Breton's plastered or coming out of being plastered. So
Trying to push all the
shaking him.
bodies off of Breton that are
Yeah.
just toppled on him.
yeah,
And
Brett's
every one,
actually a little more
and every one
responsible
of
than you
those
might
guys
think, 'cause
hates it.
he's got the proprietor instinct, so he's
He's got all the drones on top of him. Like, they don't care. I'll do whatever I want.
The
Drone orgy.
master says butt sex.
Drone orgy.
Twergy.
bring in the hawks, baby, bring in the hawks.
In the hugs. The birds to the rescue. So we have everybody getting up,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
and you want to go check out the
Time for some
cathedral.
holy smite services.
Okay. So when you get to the cathedral, there are a lot of pieces of the building itself missing. Remember, this is a big stone building with some wood bits, but mostly stone. And there are pieces missing out of the ceiling. Snow has fallen in. And the snow hasn't stopped, by the way. It's like 3 feet of snow now everywhere. The snow has fallen in. It's covered most of the floor in at least a light layer of snow. Most of the pews are gone. Bits of stone from the altar. Every area of the temple, the cathedral, has had pieces that look like they've been taken from it. And there are a lot of fresh prints in the snow. Fresh as in last night, maybe earlier this morning.
They're like booted or like
Regular
type of
people feet.
Yeah.
The kind where, you step in the snow and there's this line the whole way, but then it's deeper where the foot hit.
Yeah.
They removed the bodies from before.
Yeah, there are no bodies on the ground in the cathedral.
Is there any way to
Actually,
find
as a curious note, now that you mentioned that, Mike, there are no bodies in the streets or anything either. It's like either the place has been cleaned up or who knows whatever else might have happened.
Do we know what time like these events were happening with these dark cloaked people? Was it always a certain time of night, or
Let's say this guy that gave you the information said daily, but not any specific time of the day. But by the indications of the tracks and everything, it probably happened earlier today at one point.
want to kind of stake this place out, kind of thing? Or
I want to definitely look around to see if maybe they did some kind of a ritual or something in here.
or did it take specific pieces for a reason that had markings on them? Like,
Yeah.
would you know, like, oh, that had like a sigil of Josiah on it. That's why they took that chunk out. Or if it was just some random piece.
Just for my own curiosity, I want to go back a minute and say, who was waking up Uriel? And how did they do it?
I probably shook him.
Did you call his name or anything? Because I want to see how that happened. Mainly because I want to exploit the idea that Chris chose to forget Uriel's name.
Yeah,
and
probably.
what happens when someone tries to wake him up?
Uriel, get up. We gotta go.
Ugh.
Gotta go to the church. Get up.
You gotta get dressed. Go to church.
Gotta get dressed. Go to
What?
church. Come on.
Church?
Yeah, come on.
Oh, jeez.
I need firepower. So let's go.
All right.
Need
Read
firepower. So what's the reaction to him saying Uriel, wake
Yeah, what's
up?
that? What's that word you use? It's weird. It sounds weird. Is it like yo-yo or something? I don't even know what a yo-yo is, but it sounds kind of crazy. I mean, like a
Yo-yo the
toy.
fire
Like
maker.
Uriel, your name?
You gotta go to the bathroom. Wait, my name's bathroom.
Yes, something like that.
What are you talking about?
Why don't you know your own name?
I know, because I never really thought about it before.
What is your name?
I don't know.
Eureka.
I don't remember.
And then you're having this chat on the way to the church, and you arrive at the church, and we're back there. I just wanted to
Okay.
hear a little bit of that.
So the church is made of stone.
Lots of stone, some metal, some wood, but it's mainly a stone building.
Okay, so I have Thing Talker,
Yeah, you
which
do.
means I can possibly talk to inanimate objects.
Into the
right?
building.
Yes.
Am I?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Am I on the right track?
Read it and let's see what we
this-
think about it.
You see the spirits in the sand, the sea, and the stone. You may now apply your spirit tongue, shape-shifting, and studied essence to inanimate natural objects,
Okay.
plants and rocks, or creatures made thereof.
Okay.
as
Could
well
be
as
a
animals.
brick.
Oh yeah, she
talk
could be
to
anything
bricks.
now.
I don't know about a brick.
she could
because
be
a brick
elements.
isn't a natural rock.
rocks.
She could be the
stones.
stones.
I
Yeah.
bet stones talk real slow.
Oh my god.
Oh no, they're hyper.
Thing talker forms can be exact copies or can be mobile, vaguely humanoid shaped entities. So, if I could do Thing talker,
Yep.
could I possibly talk to this stone that makes up the church
Yeah.
and ask, like, hey, what up with
What
this?
would you ask? So yeah, you're at the church. Laramie's walking around checking out the disappointing situation.
I'll try to
Okay.
melt some of the snow in here. Assume it upsets
Yeah.
you.
No,
Breton
I
and
mean,
McLeod are walking around, maybe making a little yellow snow. Can Cloud write her name in the snow?
She's very talented.
Yeah,
Very talented.
she spells it with a W.
I mean, as you're melting snow, I'm looking for like markings on the ground, whether they did sketch something to pull bricks out of
Now,
the wall or something.
which stone or which part of the cathedral would Trillium walk up to converse? And what might it look like when you do decide to speak with rocks?
Well, I think Trillium would choose a stone that had something on it, whether it was moss or water,
Okay.
something that has a little extra natural element to it.
Well, there's ivy growing on the outside of the
Okay,
building.
so she would
So that
choose
would
that
work,
so
yeah.
the connection would be stronger.
Okay, I'll buy that.
And
Do you
how-
touch it? Do you have to look at it?
I definitely would touch it
Yeah.
and just probably close my eyes and
Okay.
try to focus on honing in on it. On
On the
its,
stone, on the stoniness.
yeah.
So it's a stoner,
Yes.
and you
It's hard.
say,
Hey,
"Hey, man, got
bruh.
some pipe leaf." Ooh, what if you like smoked the pipe leaf and blew it on the stone?
Actually,
Hey,
that's not a
man.
bad idea because then, like, it just opens up the communication.
There you go.
I'm like telling the stone.
One thing you need is a relaxed stone.
Yeah, well, it relaxes both of us and puts
Yeah.
us on the same
Makes the
plane.
communication easier.
Yes.
So we're both like able to go back and forth, talking to each other.
got it.
But I don't think I've ever done Thing Talker. So like,
You're about to.
so do
So
I?
you can't get it wrong.
Okay.
That's the best
But
part.
no, like I'm usually when we have to like ask questions,
Yeah.
there's always like a set. This is what you are allowed to ask.
No, this
you can
is
only
just-
ask 3 questions.
This is straight up.
You can have a
whatever.
conversation with this stone.
It's like talk to animals, but now with stones.
It's
Okay.
just limited to what the stone actually knows.
Yeah, how much does a stone?
Right.
What is the intellectability of a stone?
Like it probably doesn't know how to start fires.
Right.
Ask him if he knows my name.
We all know your name.
Yeah, I don't trust you guys.
We
Okay,
all call
so-
him Red.
I'm gonna ask the stone what these hooded figures, what benefit are these hooded figures getting out of being here? What power are they seeking, if any?
We think they're trying to make the building less powerful.
Okay. Do you have?
So it's
do
like
the
an
stones have power?
obstacle,
Okay.
and they can't do what they want while it's all here. Blow some more of that.
Puff puff pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you move that ivy a little? It's been itching me for 5 years.
Sure. Sure.
Oh, it's gonna be like 100 years.
I don't know if the ivy's been there that long. I
Can
threw a number I
I-
thought ivy might last.
Stone, do you have any power that you possess? Do you possess any power?
No, I mean, I hold up the other guy. Although to do it, I have to sit on this guy.
Okay.
Team sports. Team effort.
It is.
And now we're
kind
just
of-
laughing.
We've just been stuck together for a long time.
It's all about the love, man.
It is.
They took Johnny, man. They took
They
Johnny.
did. There's a distinct feeling. There's sadness that some are missing, but we know we'll get them back. Maybe
Okay.
we know that. Maybe.
Um,
But yeah, they're just. We can't stop them.
Okay. Well,
Jimmy tried to fall on their heads, but they moved and he cracked on the floor.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry all this is happening.
It sucks.
But my friends and I are going to try to help, and we're figuring this
Cool.
out.
That one shiny dude, he belongs here.
One shiny dude.
Yeah.
Which one is that?
The one named after a cigarette or something. The Paladin.
Oh,
The shiny guy.
Yeah.
I forgot what he looked like.
belongs here.
I have armor.
He's got the shiny armor.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
This
And I
is the only
figured-
guy with
Short-term
armor.
memory,
Yeah.
man.
Well, I
Short-term
figure,
memory.
I figure stones probably care about shiny and not shiny.
Oh,
It
yeah.
makes sense to me.
That would make
He's
sense.
shiny.
Yeah.
But yeah, the shiny, he belongs here. He could do good here.
Yes. Yes, he could. Okay.
Don't tell him.
Don't
I'm
tell
kidding.
him.
You could tell him.
Okay. Now, can you tell me anything about the hooded figures? Where do they go?
No.
Okay.
But there's one other thing that if you look inside the church, you can see the end of the episode.
And at that time, I opened my eyes.
And that's where we'll stop this one. But we will pick up with the Stones and the Stoners on the next episode. Man. In the meantime, we can all say, bye, dude.
Later, dudes.
The preceding podcast was brought to you by One Joe Young. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.